right, this video is for Belle, Gaston, and Lefou, and we're going to talk about Act 1, Scene 2A, the Belle playoff into Maurice's entrance, and then we'll have a separate video for Belle and Maurice. So I guess Maurice, you are in this a little bit too. And we're gonna just be talking about pages, oh gosh, the page numbers are cut off. So page 7 and 8, it looks like, for these characters, and then we'll move on to page 8 and 9 for Belle and Maurice. So the song, the opening song ends. Everyone's going to end in a pose that we will give you in person whenever we're in person. And as soon as the pose ends, the villagers and townspeople are all just going to scatter off the stage. So when that happens, Belle, you're going to be kind of towards the front of the pose. You need to drop your book. What we're doing in this scene is going to be slightly different than what we're used to with Beauty and the Beast and than what the stage directions give us, because I am trying to make no one touch one another or be within 6 feet of each other. So don't feel like, that's not what the stage directions say. I know, it's because of COVID, okay? So, Belle, you're gonna have to drop your book. Gaston, from wherever we pose you, which probably won't be too far from Belle since you're chasing her in the song, you are going to come over and you're going to pick up the book that she's dropped that was in her hands, okay? Belle, you need to make it look like you're dropping the book in the hustle and bustle. So perhaps you can act like you're about to leave like everyone else is, and then just like, oh, I dropped my book. Just, you can, that'll be great. Drop your book. Gaston's gonna pick up the book. Hello, Belle. And kind of be dangling it. You're gonna say that line once everyone leaves, so you can kind of be looking at the book and like waiting for your moment. Belle, I want you to stay pretty much in center, and Gaston, oh, Lefou, you can exit because you're gonna make an entrance, okay? So just hold tight because you're gonna come on very soon. So you'll exit with the townspeople at the end of the opening song, Belle. Gaston, I want you to be on the stage left. So for me, that's over here, but I'm going to say stage left is over here because we're mirroring one another in this video, okay? So make sure you guys know right now as you're watching this in your room, the audience is in front of you, stage left is whatever your left-hand side, and stage right is your right-hand side. But I'm doing it backwards since you're looking at it directly on. Okay, so Gaston, you're gonna pick up the book and go to the stage left side of Belle. If you need to cross behind her to do that, you can. Hello, Belle. Belle, I want you to stay in center and look at him. Bonjour, Gaston. Excuse me, Gaston, may I have my book? So you're not going to snatch the book out of his hands. You are going to just kind of look at him. And maybe, Belle, you could pretend this is something that Gaston always does to you. So you're like, here we go again. Can I have my book, Gaston? Which, if you play it that way, it would make sense for you not grabbing it out of his hand, because maybe you're just sick of him always doing this. So I want you to hold your hands open from center to him who is stage left of you. Gaston, may I have my book, please? Gaston, you can flick through it. How can you even read this? There's no pictures, so you stay where you are. Well, some people use their imagination. You can walk past him. Actually, I'm going to change that one little thing in my book. I have this incorrect. Okay, so Belle, you're going to say, well, some people use their imaginations, and you're going to walk to the stage left side. So you're going to cross in front of him. Belle, it's about time you get your head out of these books and paid attention to more important things. So basically what's happening is Belle and Gaston are switching places. So Belle, you're going to cross from center all the way to stage left, so you cross in front of Gaston, so now you're on the stage left side of him, and Gaston's going to drop the book and move to center. So you guys are like moving at the same time to one another's spots. And since he drops the book, that's how you'll get your book back. Okay, so Gaston, when she says, some people use their imaginations, drop the book, walk to center. Belle, when you get over there, you can pick up the book. Now you guys are flipped. Let me make sure, because I wrote that opposite. I'm going to write crisscross. Now he's at center. It's get your head out of these books and pay attention to more important things. You're saying that in center, and you can strike a pose. Lefou, you're going to enter from stage right. So that's, for me, that's over here, but I'm doing it over here because you're watching it. So make sure you know in your room where stage right is. You're going to enter, I want you to like, creep in. Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna enter from stage left. Sorry, I just told you stage right. My bad. You're gonna creep in behind Belle. So remember, 6 feet apart from her. So you're gonna creep in behind Belle. Hint, hint. Belle, like you. So all those 2 lines, hint, hint, and like you are happening stage left. Gaston's in center. When he says exactly, so Gaston obviously goes over your head that her like you is like not a positive like you. She doesn't want you. You need to do a big reaction when you say the word exactly. And Lefou, in rehearsals, pay attention to what Dan does, because you will do the same exact body movement on the word exactly. So it should look like Gaston and Lefou are both doing the same thing on the word exactly, but just Gaston says the word exactly. Exactly, the whole town's talking about it. It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking. Lefou, anything that Gaston says is like gold to you, and you just need to always be reacting and agreeing. For the most part, agreeing. There's some lines where you disagree with him, but you need to be reacting over the top to everything that he says. She said, because this is why it gets funny, then she says, Gaston, you are positively prime evil. Lefou, you need to react to that. Like, that is the meanest thing anyone has ever said. Belle, when you say Gaston, you are positively prime evil. You're going to make your way from where you are on stage left and go to stage right, and you're walking down stage of Gaston. You can cross in front of Gaston. Lefou, you just heard the most painful words ever, that Gaston's positively prime evil. So you're going to go to Gaston, but 6 feet apart from him. Oh my gosh, Gaston, are you okay? And Belle, you should end up far on stage right. Why, thank you, Belle. What do you say go and take a walk over the tavern and look at my trophies? Lefou, you think that's a great idea. You're just, so you're on the stage left side of Gaston. So the stage is Belle, Gaston, Lefou. Belle, when you say, what do you say we don't? I have written down the word mean. So I think you should be a little mean when you say that, because Lefou can give a big reaction to it. You're really just feeding the comic relief when you say that. Come on, Belle, I think I know how you feel about me. You don't even imagine. Okay, so Belle's down stage right, Gaston center, Lefou stage left. Gaston, when you say, come on, Belle, I think I know how you feel about me. I want you to run Gaston. Belle, I think you know how you feel about me. Sorry, run so that you are now almost like she's about to leave and exit off stage right, and you're blocking that from happening. Come on, Belle, I think I know how you feel about me. And she says, you can't even imagine. I want you to turn away from him, because that's by the time he's over there. So let me refresh that, because I don't know if I made sense. Come on, Belle, I think I know how you feel about me. Is you're saying that as you're walking. She says you can't even imagine. That is where you should end up blocking her, so that she can say, Gaston, please, I have to get inside to help my father. So you have enough time, Gaston, to cross. Lefou, follow. So now the stage, by the time she says, Gaston, please, I have to get inside to help my father, is Belle, stage right, Gaston, like 6 feet facing her, blocking her from exiting stage right, and Lefou behind Gaston. Make sense? So Gaston, you're crossing on, come on, Belle, I think I know how you feel about me. You can't even imagine. And now you're in her way. Gaston, please, I have to get inside to tell my father. That crazy old fool, he needs all the help he can get. Ha 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 ha. It says Gaston and Lefou laugh heartily. You should laugh with heart. Don't talk about my father that way. Gaston, it says thunks him on the head. You're not actually going to have your hand touch his head because COVID, but you can like do like a big elbow back, and Lefou, I want you to fall down to the ground. So you're both laughing. Don't talk about my father that way. You do your big elbow back. Lefou falls down. Don't talk about her father that way. My father's not crazy. He's a genius. And then Maurice is going to enter from stage right. So all of this is happening on stage right, and now Maurice is entering the scene. Says there's a cacophony of tools, belts, and whistles at Belle's slightly addled genius inventor father Maurice brings his colorful invention on stage. It's probably going to be something like a cart that you can push. And he waves merrily, and boom, part of the invention blows up. Sound effects. So Papa's going to enter from stage right. And I just want you to cross. So you're going to enter from the alcove. So you're not actually entering from one of the curtains on the stage. You're entering from like the wooden part of the stage. Stage right. So for me, that's over here. But for you, that's over here. So I'm going to pretend it's over here. So you're going to enter from stage right with your invention. Gaston and Lefou, you're standing back up. Are looking at this invention. You can be like chuckling to yourselves because it's crazy. Belle, when you see him, he's the most amazing man you've ever laid eyes on. We need to see your love for your dad, and it should be two very different reactions. So Gaston and Lefou are like laughing and like chuckling at this and think it's funny, and Belle thinks that he's just the sweetest man. That's her papa. So I want to see that those opposite feelings. Makes for a more interesting story that way. So he's going to enter from stage right, and Papa, you're going to go right to center. So you're crossing in front of all these people. You're older than them. They don't really bother you, that they think you're odd necessarily. You're going right to center. And she says, Papa. So you're watching him enter. Papa. Some genius. What's a genius? You guys are just staying down there. Stage right, saying that, watching him cross. Now Lefou, I want you, so for that, when you say that line, Dan, you're just going to motion for Lefou to come down. You're not really going to grab him. You guys are going to move far down stage. So Belle, you can go to your dad at center, and you guys are just looking at the invention and just like pantomiming that you're tinkering with it. We'll give you some tools and stuff. You can pantomime pointing things out. You guys are at center looking at the invention. And Gaston and Lefou are very far down stage right, like on the wood pine. Not the woods, anything but the woods. I want you to drop to your knees. Not the wood, like you're begging. You know I hate the woods. Just get me a deer for my wedding feast. I want you to stomp your foot. So that he gets like a big reaction to you. Just get me a deer for my wedding feast. Stomp your foot. But I hate the woods. It's dark and spooky and there's bugs and spiders. James, I want you to be, James and Bella, so dramatic on the ground. There's woods, it's dark and spooky and spiders. Like the funnier and the bigger you can make it, the better. I wrote drama. And I wrote in here, see it. Like I want you, Lefou's, to like see the things as you're saying them. Oh my gosh, it's dark, it's spooky, there's spiders, like you're visualizing and thinking about all the things you're going to see in the woods. Okay? And then Lefou, Gaston, you're going to snap your fingers. Lefou's going to stand up. Maybe we'll make that a thing that like when Gaston snaps, or if you want to do like a clap clap, that might be more funny. Or another stomp of your foot. Just something audible that gets Lefou up since you're not grabbing him up, okay? So you do some sort of something. I have a snap in here, but you can do whatever you want. And you guys are going to both exit down the stage right stairs, okay? This is going to happen a lot because I'm trying to keep traffic away from one another backstage as much as possible. So we're using the stairs a lot this year. So you're going to go down the stairs, the two of you, and exit out the side, the alcove. Stage right. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to talk to Maurice and Belle next video.